Good evening, one. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Good evening, one and all. I am of the Crest Murtal University, Haryana. Today we have between us Mr. Rajagopal, who has pursued BTech in Industrial Engineering and Lean Six Sigma Black Belt. He has specialization in total quality management analysis for research and publication from one of the most eminent institute of India, IIT Roorkee. Also having 25-year experience in Salesforce, United Nations, MSME, Quality Management System, and many more. He has been the founder of director of OTIFAS, a leading consultancy organization for operational excellence strategies in chemical industries. He has trained more than 100,000 green and black belt and has provided guidance in Six Sigma continuous improvement projects, nearly saving 100 crores. He has given training of Six Sigma black belt training for 7 members of Indian Air Force at the Training Command Bangalore. Rajagopalan has also been empaneled for lean manufacturing and Six Sigma strategies from National Quality Council, NPCA, Council of India, QCI, in the Federal Manufacturing Competitiveness Schemes, LMCS, and by MHRD of India. I would lastly conclude expressing my heartiest gratitude to him for giving all the student present here his valuable time out of his busy schedules, pouring out his immense knowledge and experience among the students. Thank you, sir, for giving your precious time. Yes, sir.
Thank you very
You start
much,
now.
Manju. I can start. Thank you, everyone. It's really nice to see a very good participation. More than 150 students are participating in this. Really nice to see that in Sundays. I assure you the best the knowledge. So we are going to do it in a continuous manner, maybe for the 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So let's see in how many days we can finish it. So this is yellow belt. It's just basic of Six Sigma. Still, I will try to include some concepts of green belt also into this, maybe some concepts of black belt, but not in detail because black and green and black require a separate session for the tools. Okay, so let's start. So the most of the students, one batch was over in February. So this is same kind of presentation, same structure, everything. Okay, so let me start. So this is already covered by Himanshu, my experience. I'll just talk about OTIFAS. We are exclusive Lean Six Sigma training and certification provider. And we are the one among to start first with an complete online certification program in India. And we were one among the first to start in Udemy. Udemy is having around the 20 lakhs, more than 20 lakhs students all over the world. And we are the one among the first to provide a Six Sigma Green Belt training to all over the people in this Udemy portal. As well as we are associated with the National Council of Quality Council of India, National Productivity Council, and also we are associated with QTNT Singapore. It's also a accredited certification body. Yeah, this is about our company, and we have trained more than it's almost 10,000 professional globally. Right. This is all about our company OTIFAS. So let me start. So you all will wonder why you need to know Six Sigma. What is the requirement of a Six Sigma professionals in industries? So to understand this, let us consider what are the two big challenges that every industry face. When I say every industry, it can be a smallest industry, maybe having a 1 crore, 2 crore turnover, as well as the biggest industries, which is having 5,000 crore or 40,000 crore turnover industry. Irrespective of whether it is small or big, there are two big challenges every industry faces. So that is called, one is maintain. Maintain means you maintain the profitability, sales, turnover, market share, customer relationship. So everything in this maintain activity. So maintain activity means that you are doing your day-to-day activities. Okay, like sorry, let me say maintain activity. This is for people who are doing the day-to-day activities. In which section, in which department are you? If you are in a sales, so you are interested in meeting your sales targets. If you are in a production, so you are interested in meeting the production targets, quality, etc. So this is one challenge. Now we can say almost 99% of people, or more than almost near to 100% of people, are always utilizing their time in these activities only. Now there is another big challenge called the transform. Now companies which are not focused on these activities, transforming their business operation, taking projects, new product development projects or improvement projects, process improvement projects, etc. So now most of the companies do not give much importance to it. Only progressive companies give the big importance for this, and progressive companies have a dedicated resource for this. To do this transform operation in a continuous manner. It's called continuous improvement. Only those companies, if you see, they will be existing in another next decade also. Only those companies existed last decade, and only those companies going to exist in another decade, those who are focusing a good dedicated resource in this transform activity. So this activity is very, very important. Why? If you transform, then only you will be able to maintain. If you are not transforming your business operations, new product development, new processes, new process, new systems, new technology, all this comes in transform activity. So only if you are transforming in a continuous manner, it's called continuous improvement, then only you will be able to maintain. Otherwise, what will happen in a decade or less than decade, these companies will not exist in this world. There are many companies. You can see in the internet, and there are many companies where you can see 10 years back what was those company which was very famous 10 years back or 20 years back, and now you may not know those companies, know those products now. We can say no, a lot of companies. Compaq was an example. Nokia is an example. Many companies are examples of this. Okay. So now this is the area where a Six Sigma professional also involved. See, when you are see, most of the people are going to be certified later for a green belt or black belt. But when you are a green belt or black belt certified, what is your role? Your role, along with your management activities, you will be involved in a transforming activities. This is why Six Sigma people are most demanded, because these transform activities, there are two kinds of projects. One is capital intensive project, and other one is quality improvement and continuous improvement project. These continuous improvement projects are done by Six Sigma professionals. There is a huge demand for this, and when you are becoming a Six Sigma black belt, green belt or black belt, so when two people are going for an interview, then those people will be selected who is having a green belt or black belt certificate. Why? Because they know that you are capable of doing this continuous improvement activities. So you'll be preferred most. And second thing, what value that Six Sigma brings to you. When you learn this Six Sigma course, what are those values? How you will transform yourself? We are talking about transforming the company, processes of a company. What about transforming yourself? Six Sigma will transform yourself. What are the values that Six Sigma brings to you? One thing is leadership. So when I say leadership, don't get confused with the leadership of traditional leadership. No, what I mean to say leadership means you have a courage and you are learning how to identify an opportunity for improvement. Now, this is not an easy thing. You need to learn it, how to identify an opportunity for improvement. Yesterday, I was conducting, our regular batch is going on in every month. So I was conducting some around 30, 40 participants were there in their batch. All are working professional, having 10 years, 15 years experience. They are regularly coming and taking this course from us. Now you are at least lucky, as well as you are good that you have decided to learn this course at the initial stages of your career, at your along with your degree. So when I did this program yesterday with people, so there were almost 35 people were there. We have identified around 35 opportunities, and these were not identified before. They knew this, but never been identified. So you will learn by a problem statement how to identify this using a problem statement. How to write a problem statement, etc. Maybe today or tomorrow, next week. So it's about identifying an opportunity. So when you say an opportunity, this opportunity may be saving a cost saving of 3 crores. Now, yesterday there was a project saving almost 5 crores. Some project was there which can save 60 crores. You can imagine that. There was a problem statement yesterday where the company was losing 2.5 crores per month for last 2 months, 2 years. So imagine it comes almost 60 crores. So these are the opportunity. So you will, when you go to an organization, you will find there are opportunities for improvement that will save you maybe 3 crore per annum or maybe 5 crore per annum. So how to identify that opportunity? How to state that opportunity in a beautiful problem statement or a project charter? So this is what by leadership I mean. You will be different from others. All others will be accurate in the maintained activity, but you will be knowing how to identify it. So this is first value that brings to you and leadership. And then the leadership also means that you are going to lead a team. When you identify an opportunity and then you make a project charter for that, then you know how to lead a team, a project team, and then completing that project. That's also part of leadership. And then another thing is problem solving technique. Now, this is also very, very important. I said when you have a Six Sigma green belt or black belt and other is not having them, you will be 100% preferred than the other people. Why? This is the reason. Because you are now expert in problem solving. When all others are part of problem makers, you are a problem solver. Now, every company wants people like you who learn Six Sigma and how to solve a problem systematically. Most of the time, these companies, they don't do the systematic problem solving. It is all based on intuitions. So because they don't have the resource, they don't have the people who know about it. Now, when you learn Six Sigma, you are going to be a problem solver. That way, systematically, you know how to solve a problem using the DMIC step. We'll learn it what is DMIC. Maybe you all know it as DMIC. So this is another value that Six Sigma brings to you. And when I say problem solving, there is one more thing. It's written in two brains. You can see 2 brains. One is left brain, all about logic, and right brain, all about creativity. So when you say about problem solving, it's all about using both creative and the left and right brain. Because what happens when doing the data analysis, you make use of your left brain. But when at the time of creating a solution or developing new systems, you need to be creative. So problem solving means you will learn how to use your left and right brain. And then breakthrough improvement. Breakthrough improvement means there is another concept called quality circle that is also going in industries. Many of the industries following this. These quality circles are for workers, shop floor workers. Now they will be doing similar kind of project, but they will be saving in one project. They will be saving maybe a 50,000 per annum, maybe an 1 lakh per annum, etc. 100,000 per annum, etc. But when you talk about Six Sigma is for higher managers, middle-level managers, not a worker. Worker cannot do a Six Sigma project. And why? Because Six Sigma project involves statistical tools also. So when I say breakthrough improvement, I said that one project yesterday had an opportunity of saving 60 crores. So imagine this, one project to have this much capacity. Otherwise, also a Six Sigma project will at least have a saving of 50 lakhs to maybe 3 crores. So what is this? These are called breakthrough improvement, not a small one. Breakthrough improvement, big improvement. So you will look at that paradigm. Your paradigm will be changed. And imagine if your paradigm is changed at this age. What happened when people, I said that my batch is today working professional batch is having 10 years, 15 years experience, people are coming there. And even now they are trying to learn it. And now they are getting that paradigm shift of their thinking culture. But at your age, if you are getting this, it's you can imagine how fast you can grow in an organization. So these are all the techniques that will help you to grow. Like, it's not about getting a job. It's not about getting a job or not about starting an entrepreneurship. Because over a period of time, if you are into job, you should be thinking about big thinking. Today you have joined as a production engineer or an engineer in any industry, but ultimately you should be thinking about at the long term, you should be thinking about becoming a chief technical officer or maybe chief engineering officer. That should be the thing. And how you will reach fast there. These kind of things will help you to reach fast there. It's not only just getting a job. And how fast you are climbing the ladder, top of the totem pole, that is important. Okay, so breakthrough improvement is one thing that Six Sigma will teach. And then scientific thinking. You all are engineers, chemical engineers. You know what is scientific thinking is. Y is equal to X. This is the simple funda. Means what are the, if you want to control Y, you have to control X. If you want to reduce variation in Y, you have to reduce variation in X. And it's nothing but all the PhD research, etc. So Six Sigma is not less than a PhD research. You are using so many statistical tools here. You are going to see what is the kind of data in Y and what is the kind of data X are. And then you will use the right tool to solve this problem. So it's kind of scientific thinking culture. Okay, this is also very, very important. So Six Sigma brings this also to you. And then what is the future of Six Sigma? You must have heard this. Now people are shifting, industries are shifting to Industry 4. Now we will learn it in the timeline of evolution of Six Sigma. What is Industry 4? Industry 4, and now people are shifting to Industry 4. Now here we need, there is a huge demand for Six Sigma professionals. Because why? Most of the thing in Industry 3 is all about Six Sigma, and people who knows about all these things will be helpful to migrate from Industry 3 to 4.0, 3.0 to 4.0. So there is a huge demand for Six Sigma professional now. So I am getting a huge demand for getting the certification courses nowadays. Okay, now let's understand what is the learning objective of this today, that recognizing why organization use Six Sigma, how they apply its philosophy and goals, and origins of Six Sigma, etc. Okay, before that, let's understand, we are going to learn about the Lean and the Six Sigma. Now it's a Lean Six Sigma, but actually these are two strategies. Lean is one strategy which evolved in Japan, and Six Sigma is another strategy evolved in USA. Now later American Society of Quality combined these two as one strategy, Lean and Six Sigma. So but these strategies are totally different, these tools are totally different. So you need to know what are these strategies. So the first thing is Lean eliminates wastages. The Lean strategy is something which eliminates the wastages, and Six Sigma strategy is something which eliminates the variation. These are the two strategies. Now here I would like to take some kind of answers from you. What do you mean by wastages? Himanshu, can people unmute themselves? Only thing, if you are unmuting, please mute it again. No problem. Yes, you can mute. Once you unmute, please mute it again. Yeah, what do you understand by wastages? Any idea? You heard about this? Lean wastages?
The material which is not useful for a particular industry.
Okay. Then
any resource which is not used to the full potential, or like untapped resource could be called.
Sir, there are 8 wastes, I think.
Yes, 8 wastages. That is the right thing. Of course, first two also comes under wastage, 8 wastage only. There are 8 wastages. Can you name the wastage? 8 types of waste?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please,
Defects,
sir.
defects,
Defect is one.
overproduction,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, defect,
Transportation,
overproduction.
motion,
Yes, then
extra processing.
transportation. Yes, very good.
Sir, no idea, bro. Actually,
Okay, okay.
Inventory.
Very good, very good. Anyway, you see, overproduction is first. Then our inventory is one, our processing is one, defect is one, transportation is one,
Waiting.
movement and transportation two are different. We'll discuss later.
Waiting.
Waiting, very good. Waiting is also one.
And non-utilized talent.
Very good. Unutilized talent. Very good. Unutilized talent. Somebody said that unutilized resource. We can say unutilized talent. Okay, etc. So very good. So there are 8 kinds of wastages. Basically, these wastages, it has actually evolved in Toyota, in TPS, Toyota production system. Then later, every industries, Japanese industries adapted these kind of waste. Initially, it was only 7 waste. Then this unused talent was again included in that, and then they called it 8 waste. So when you call lean eliminates wastages, it's all about these 8 kinds of wastages. Industrial waste, it's not as waste, industrial waste. It is called in 8 kinds of waste, and it is also known as 3M, Muda, Mori, Mura, etc. Okay, don't worry, we'll learn it later. Not in this detail, but in the black belt we are going to learn it in detail. So lean eliminates wastages, and Six Sigma eliminate the variation. These are 2 strategies. So what do you mean by variation? So this we will discuss, 8 ways we will discuss later. What is this variation? Can anybody throw light? Okay, suppose, for example, in your college, they have given some assignments. Okay, you have given an assignment and they said, okay, you are supposed to submit it by 31st May. So you have given a date for 31st May. Now what happens? Out of 100 students, only 60 students submitted it on 31st May. So there is a variation of 40% students, isn't it? Not completed it. We have not achieved the target of 100%. Second thing, you are going for a business trip, and you went to airport, and the flight was supposed to take off at 9:25, but it has taken at 10:15. The delay. So 9:15 was the target, 9:25 was the targeted time, but actually it was delayed and it took over at 10:15. So will you feel that you have reached the airport nowadays during the COVID period? At least you have to reach 2 hours or 1.5 hours before. So you will be reaching 9:25, means at least around 8 o'clock you reached your airport, and you have completed all the processes you were supposed to go, but you have to wait for another around 35-45 minutes, isn't it? So this is a kind of variation, something, a deviation from the target. Okay, so we'll learn it. So Six Sigma is all about reducing variation, Lean is all about reducing wastages, and this combined strategy is going to give a lot of benefit to industries by properly implementing these strategies. So let us understand, we'll come back to the variation again, but before that, let us understand the origins of Six Sigma. So when you say about origin of Six Sigma, we can basically say something what is before Industrial Revolution, that is 1700s. This Industrial Revolution started in 1700s. So during the Industrial Revolution, what was the specialty? If you see, it was called pre-industrial era. And during those period, what was the specialty of industries? Business. There used to be a craftsman in a village. And that craftsman, maybe a carpenter, maybe a making pots with muds, or many other things. Maybe a textile. There's somebody who's making weaving clothes. So all these people they are called as craftsmen, and they were very expert. What was the specialty? That one person was responsible for everything. One person he designs, he manufactures, he sells, and he is the person who is talking with customer, taking customer complaints, etc. All these things were done by one person, or maybe one person or one family. So quality was very, very, very important that time. If you don't maintain quality, you will not be, they will not come to you. And you are making face-to-face contact with the customer and the craftsman. This was the pre-industrial revolution. But what happens after industrial revolution? There came a mass manufacturing. So everything these people were doing individually in some one or two pieces. And in the before industrial era, what will happen? The pieces they have less batches but high variety, because somebody wants in one fashion and others want in other fashion. Somebody want a furniture in one particular design, somebody else want in a different design. So there was a huge variety and a very less quantity. So that was a specialty of industrial before industrial revolution. After industrial revolution, what happens? The variety came less, only less varieties. Because one or two dies and the machine keep on producing mass manufacturing. And what happens when mass manufacturing happened? These people, the craftsmen, actually become the factory workers. And then now what happened? The quality, there is no face-to-face interaction with the person producing and the customer. What happened? Slowly, the quality took a backseat. There was huge problem with quality because everybody was focused on mass production, produce. That is the only thing that happened. Then quality, there was a lot of quality issue. Then people realized there should be somebody for an inspection, etc. Slowly, quality inspector came, quality control came, quality assurance came, etc. Now, this period was known as Industry 0.0. There is nothing, no industrial revolution, only steam engine. So this is called Industry 0.0. And then in the World War II, by this time, the steam-powered engine was shifted to electric-powered engine. And then there are a lot of quality control techniques. By the time statistical quality control technique came, because as we say, the necessity is the mother of all invention. In that period, what happened? The people, allied forces and all these people have a lot of weapons, suppose bombs, etc. They want to check the quality. If they want to check a bomb and 100% inspection was not possible. Then came the concepts called SQC, Statistical Quality Control. Like you take some samples from a batch and you test those batch, and based on that, you predict about the batch. So these kind of quality concepts came during the World War II. And this period we also call as Industry 1. And then after World War II, what happens after World War II? Actually, Japan was totally shattered in World War. And then later, Japan realized that if they want to revive their economy, there is only one way for that. That is to bring back the pride of quality, because Japan's products were known as very shabby product before World War II. Nobody used to purchase Japan's products. But now you see, everybody is confident about Japan product. Now, Japan has changed it in the last 30 years. It's almost after World War II. Now, from 1945 to another 25, 30 years, they have been focusing on quality. And then later, what happened? Their product was even American companies faced a competition. People were buying only Japanese product. Nobody was buying American product. So that is the thing after World War. Now, how it all happened? Actually, it all happened because there was two Americans called Dr. Deming and Dr. Juran. So Japanese industrial engineers, the Union of Japanese Engineers, it's called JUICE. This is a full form, the Union of Japanese Industrial and Scientists and Engineers, something like that. So they call it JUICE. Now these Jews, they invited these two gentlemen, Dr. Deming and Dr. Juran. Now these people gave a series of lectures to the top management of Japan. industries, companies. Now, they have given the complete concept of statistical quality control, etc. to Japan, and then Japan literally followed everything. And in 30 years, then these two people were not known in Japan, sorry, America. But when Japan became world famous, then they were respected, Deming and Duran. You know, there were a series of documentaries coming, the man who taught Japanese the quality, etc. A lot of series came, books came to talk about the Duran and Deming. And Japan actually respected Deming by giving an award, and that's called Deming Award. Now, Deming Award has a status something equivalent to a Nobel Prize. You know, this is a topmost quality award in this world, Deming Award. And till 1997, this Japan kept this award for only Japanese industries. And in 98 or 1997, it was open to everyone all over in the world. And we should be proud that first company to win Deming Award, other than a Japanese company, was an Indian company. Anybody knows that company? Anybody know? Which was that company? Any idea? Okay, it was TVS. TVS was a company to win Deming, prestigious Deming Award for the first time, other than Japanese. And even then there are a lot of companies. Even Tata is looking for a Deming Award now. This time they are preparing for a Deming Award, because Deming Award is considered as the topmost quality award in the world. Now, this Japanese actually respected Deming by giving this award, Deming Award. And that was about the Japanese quality, emerging Japanese as a quality leader. And then came, then what happens after that, American realized that this is not the way that we should deal quality, because they face the competition. They faced business competition. They lost business to Japanese companies. Then they came with a lot of policies, and one commercial secretary called Malcolm Baldrige. Baldrige was a person who brought so many policies related to quality. And later, American also gave respect to this by calling a Baldrige Award. This is also very world famous award, Baldrige Award in quality. And we also have so many Rajiv Gandhi, Peacock Award, etc. So many awards in India also. But these two famous, and one more award from UK is also very famous. So these two awards were very famous award for quality. So American came, and then came a lot of other movements like ISO 9000 quality management system. Then Lean evolved in Japanese industries. Then Six Sigma evolved in Motorola, etc. Then concept of continuous improvement, etc. So this period is known as Industry 3.0. Now these were the period like SPC, SQC, Lean, etc. All these are in the Industry 3.0. Now where are we? Now the industries are shifting to the another strategy called Industry 4. What is this Industry 4? It's nothing but all about artificial intelligence, machine learning. It's like a machine can speak to machines. Human can speak to machine. Machine can speak to human. So what is there's going to be high data speed, accuracy, etc. Now Six Sigma is going to be affected with this. Earlier we call it as DMAIC. The DMAIC process. Now with Industry 4, very soon the define and measure phase is going to be ongoing, live, anytime. Because nowadays in the define and measure phase, we used to take around 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Sorry, in the measure phase also it used to take around 2-3 weeks or 4 weeks. Define and measure phases. Now it can be real time, maybe a 1 day. With Industry 4, that's accuracy of data and accuracy of speed of the data, efficiency, etc. Now we need people who knows how to shift from this 3 to 4, because Industry 4 is all about technical people. Technical people will not do it, but who knows about all these things, about this capability analysis, statistical quality control, etc. Because only you need these people who will collaborate and make happen this shift. So that's why there is going to be a huge demand for this, because in another 1 decade, almost many nowadays all major companies are already adopting it, Industry 4 concept. And it's all like initially it is going to be a J curve. Any technology, any process, any new system, everything, it is like J curve. Initially, so few people will adopt, and initiators and early adapters, etc. And then it is going to be adopted by many companies, major companies. So in another 1 decade, it's going to happen. Yeah. So this is all about the origins of Six Sigma and quality, etc. So you should know. Now let's understand what is let's understand how to conceptualize a Six Sigma, like the variation, etc. So this is where there are two examples we used to take. One is a pilot landing in an airport, and as well as an archer. So I'm going to take the archer's example here to understand what is variation, etc. So before that, let's just see one more thing. In 1998, this is a very famous magazine. You all know that, Forbes Global Magazine. And during 1998, this magazine has mentioned about an Indian company led by ordinary people and operated by simple ordinary people for their Six Sigma efficiency in delivering fresh food, home food to people across offices in the greatest city of India. Do you know what is this company?
Mumbai Dabba.
Yes, absolutely. Mumbai Dabbawalas. You know why they were applauded for this? What was the reason? Any idea?
Very good efficiency, sir.
What was the efficiency?
I mean,
punctuality.
Yes, let's understand. Okay, that's all. So it was Mumbai Dabbawalas, and you know what was the reason? They made only one error out of 50 lakhs of tiffin transactions. You know what they do? They are not providing tiffins. They are actually tiffin carriers. See, in Mumbai, what happens? People may start even 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock from home sometimes. Few people even start at 5 o'clock, and they reach back at maybe 12 o'clock. So when they go out early, they cannot carry the tiffins. It's very difficult. So what happens? The tiffin carriers, Dabbawalas, come to their home, and they collect the tiffins, and then they give you the exact tiffin at your office by around 12 o'clock. Then you'll get your tiffin, and then they will carry it back, and then they will give it back to the home. So carrying around 50 lakhs means they have around 2 lakhs people. A very long data I'm talking, 2 lakhs of customers. So you can imagine one day 4 lakhs of transaction, like for 2 lakhs tiffin carrying and 2 lakhs tiffin bringing back. So that's almost 2 months out. This one, they were making only one error out of 50 lakhs transaction. Can you just calculate the accuracy very fast? What is the accuracy of their operation? Anyone? Just divided by 1 divided by 50 lakhs into 100. Sorry, it's not 1 divided by 50 lakhs. That is the error it's going to make. Means 49 lakhs. Yeah, it's going to be 49. What is that? How much it comes? This much, isn't it? 3. Something like that. And 50 lakhs. This much, isn't it? It comes something like this. 3. Okay. So can you divide this by this? You will get, and into 100 you get the accuracy, isn't it? So this is the accuracy. See, imagine the accuracy, 99.99998% accuracy. Imagine this. Now this was unbelievable accuracy. That too, a company without having a formal structure, without having technology, and the Western world was just mesmerized, and no, they said how this is achieving this kind of accuracy. You know, this is what is the sigma level of this? This is more than 6 sigma level capable. More than 6 sigma. Now let's just say, suppose if they are operating at an accuracy of 99%, how much would have been this error in 50 lakhs? Any idea? If they are accuracy, we all say that 99% is a very good accuracy. You know, everybody is satisfied. Oh, I am a 99% accurate. Can you say that if you are operating at a 99% accuracy out of 50 lakhs tiffins, how many errors? What is that error?
50,000.
Error means
50,000.
Okay. Now in 1 lakh we will have 10,000. So in 50 lakhs we'll have 50,000. Isn't it? Yes. We'll make 50,000 errors. What does it mean? 50,000 error. 50,000 error means I'm a vegetarian or I am a non-vegetarian. My tiffin has gone to somebody else, a vegetarian people, and you can imagine. So what is that? The chief of that Mumbai Dabbawala says that if we are making 10 mistakes in a month, nobody is going to use our service. This is what the, and he said that even 6 sigma is not acceptable for that. This is also more than 6 sigma. So see this, you know, this was a kind of accuracy people were looking at, and it was how difficult to get this accuracy, this kind of accuracy. That is why they have, praised. You know, even Prince Charles came and meet these people. They were invited for William's marriage. This Mumbai Dabbawala people. Many Harvard people from Harvard came here, Harvard University, to study their processes, simple processes. So it's not a simple thing. They were really, actually Six Sigma became very famous because of this accuracy. Then later in India, they were one of the, whereas they were not following any Six Sigma concept. They were just doing their duty very perfect, and Mumbaikars are very, very, very sincere, and they follow the systems, whatever, very good teamwork, so nice place, and so nice people. So this was about Mumbai Dabbawalas, and then people came to know about G, and now they gave a status like Six Sigma efficiency for their Mumbai Dabbawalas. And they put the they were now the status of companies like G, Motorola, etc. That was a status they received. And now I have seen one video, they have gone one step ahead. Like if somebody is having that tiffin leftover in the tiffin, that is collected at one place and distributed to the poor. You can put a sticker, etc. So they are gone one step ahead. You have so many videos, you can view that videos by the president of that Mumbai Dabbawalas. Very good videos. Okay. So Dabbawalas are not only globally known for their defect-free services. So let's understand more about variation, etc. So Six Sigma is a globally accepted strategy for rapid growth of business. It was evolved in Motorola, etc., etc. Okay. So before that, let's understand what is accuracy, precision, variation, etc. So the complete our subject is based on this, okay? Because it's not about a tiffin service that we are going to deal. We are going to deal many other industries like chemical engineering, then IT. Many industries are there. Sometimes you may go in IT also. Some of your people may get a job in IT industries also. Service industries also you may get. So it is used everywhere. This concept is used. So let's understand what are these. Okay. Now, suppose we have 4 people. Imagine you are the senior task force officer, and you want to select an army people in a commando force, and you want to select one person for a task. Suppose, for example. So naturally we can conduct a shooting test, and this is something like person A, this is his shooting pattern, this is person B's shooting pattern, and this is person C's and person B, for example. Now suppose this is person A. Now what do you call about this with respect to accuracy and precision?
Neither precise nor accurate.
Okay, so this is neither precise nor accurate. What about this?
Precise
Accurate but not
accurate.
precise.
Yes, it is accurate but not precise. And what about this?
Precise but not accurate.
Precise but not accurate.
Okay, right. And what about this?
Both accurate and precise.
Accurate and precise.
Now, suppose you want to select one person, whom you will select?
D.
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 Clear.
D.
Now, suppose you want to select one more person, then whom you will select?
B.
Who says B and who says C?
B.
So B, everybody says B?
Yes.
I think C. Like he's able. Like I think C because he's able to make shots in a particular region. So by
Okay.
training him better, a little better, we can bring that to the bullseye region.
That's the
Like,
right
he's very
answer.
consistent.
Yes, consistent. Yes, that's the answer. Now, if I want to select A, I will select D and C because compared to this is more difficult to achieve. Now, this is what is it? It is precise but not accurate. Now, he is precise, and when you compare, precision is very difficult to achieve. Precise, giving the result every time, same result, repeated result. Now, there can be one reason. This is not the person's fault. Maybe his gun is not zeroed. It may be his equipment fault. He can bring it here back because there's it may be an equipment error. Okay, there's maybe some reason for that. But you can see, if you see accuracy and precision, the precision is more difficult to achieve, and now it's all about bringing him to the center. He is precise, but some other reason. This person is a good shooter because whenever he is aiming this, he is making the repeated result very close to each other. Okay. Now shifting him back to the center is easy. Now, what do you call about variation here? We are talking about only precision. What about variation? How precision and variation related? Sorry.
More precise, less varying.
Very good. So, when you have more precise, you have less. There is less variation. Variation and precision are opposite. Now, by Six Sigma, our aim is to reduce variation, isn't it? We talked that aim of Six Sigma is to reduce variation, isn't it? What does it mean actually? When you are reducing variation, you are improving your precision, isn't it? But we talk about variation only always. But in fact, it is improving your precision. Now let's see the other thing. Now this is, if you just imagine to plot it like this, something like that. If I keep this as a border, and then all these things, if I count this and take this like a histogram or a dot plot, so something like that, I get a graph something like this, isn't it? So this is what is this specialty of graphs? This graph, there is a huge variation, isn't it? And many of the things, it is going out of the specification, out of the target. Now these things are called defects. Now you can compare with a shooting example with some process where you have an upper specification limit and you have a lower specification limit and a target. Now there are certain processes where you always have errors and huge variation in a process. maybe a chemical process, maybe a manufacturing process, anything. Now this is something like this. And then the high variation, we call high variation. And then we have another process where things are meeting exactly on the USL. It is not crossing USL and LSL, but still there is a variation. It's not aligned to center. So we call there is less variation compared to A, but still it's not acceptable. Now it comes to C. Now what is the specialty of C? C is very good, precise, close to each other, but it is shifted from the center. Reduced variation, but shifted from the target center. Now let's see the D. Now C and D, the curve is same. If you see this, now see this shape and this shape is same. Only thing what happens, it is shifted from the center. Now these are very high variation. So the shooters can be compared to a, for example, suppose the aircraft is to be taken at a 925. Now, it cannot take exactly on 925, so you would give a tolerance of, for example, 923 to 928, for example. You say, okay, we will take off. If suppose it takes that this is the target, now always it can be 1 minute here and there. So this is our USL LSL. LSL is 930, 928, and lower specification is 920. Now, how many times you have achieved this a particular aircraft? How many times it has gone outside the specification? 928, 923. Now, if I see the aircraft, so how many times I am able to achieve like this? How many airlines achieve like this? Etc. etc. We can come. So we can compare this with any other industry, wherever having upper and lower specification and a process, etc. So now we are going to see these kind of graphs in our complete study. These kinds of graphs we are going to discuss every time. Now this is called a normal curve. And we will learn a lot about normal curve and properties and how it is used, how to use to find the capability analysis, etc. So all these things will be discussed in measure phase, and during that time I will recall this example once again. So you understood what is variation, what is precision, what is accuracy, etc. So let's understand that. Now let's compare shooting example with a mass production or service, etc. Now the shooter is replaced by an operator whose goal is to produce goods that meet customer specification and satisfy them, accept projects that lies the specification limit, etc. Reject scrap that does not meet specification limit. Now, examples of specification limit can be anything. It can be a customer for courier may ask to deliver within 2 days. Customer for a manufacturing camshaft, for example, automobile part. They may require a diameter within 10 minus 2 mm, etc. Telecom service require activation of a new connection within 1 day. So we are going to see what is the specification and how we are going to able to meet the process. This is all the complete study about Six Sigma. And then we will see how to improve it, how to reduce the variation, and how to increase the accuracy. Okay. Now this is all about, and then what is accuracy? Accuracy means how close the products are to the center of specification. This is accuracy. Center to the target. Precision means ability to repeat the result. So variation is opposite to precision, the spread of data from the target. Variation is unavoidable event. Now this is very, very important. Even God cannot make perfect twins. If you see the twins, for a people seeing them first time, they may not be able to identify the difference, but their parents can identify the difference. You know, so even if twins also have variation, you can have a different birthmark with both the maybe some difference in their eyebrows. There has to be variation. There is no one perfect product which is replicated. So variation is unavoidable. You cannot eliminate it, but our goal is to reduce it maximum. So statistically, how will we measure it? Every time you cannot draw this. Every time you go and draw and say, oh, this is like normal, etc. No, how will you do it? Mean is the something that is denoting the accuracy, mean. And for variation, we denote the standard deviation. Okay, so these are the two things. So all our study is related to these two things, mean and standard deviation. Sometimes instead of standard deviation, it can be range also. Okay, now we are going to learn this in the measure phase. Okay, accuracy means what are there?
Closeness to center.
Option A.
Option A.
Yes, good. So this is the answer. Okay, right. Okay, now how can we reduce the variation and correct this process? So Six Sigma is the answer for that. Okay, so we have seen the historical perspective. Now this is already we have learned it. Quality overview, all these things, same thing I have explained you in this, pre-industrial area, etc. All these things I said, what is about pre-industrial area, how people are doing face-to-face exchange. So everything is given. Then industrial revolution, what is this? So everything is given in their study kit handbook. Himanshu may mail you the handbook. And then industrial revolution. And then emergence of Japan as quality leaders. We have discussed this. Yes. Who is F.W. Taylor? Taylor was known as? This is people who are doing management study, they know it. Father of scientific manager. So Taylor was known as father of scientific manager. Okay, now in 1980, Motorola developed. So this, now let's come how Six Sigma is evolved. So in 1980s, Motorola was facing this problem with Japanese industries competition. And then Bob Galvin, he just kept a challenge that we will improve our 10x. Means today, if I am 10 crores, then after 2 years, I will be 100 crores. It's not an easy task. In 2 years, getting to 100 crores. So that was a type of noted as 10x, and in 5 years. Sorry, he kept it in 5 years first. Today, if I am 10 years, and in 5 years, I will be 100 crores. And then later he kept it that 10x in 2 years. That means today, if I am 100 crores, I'll be 1,000 crores in another 2 years. That's the kind of target he kept. Then they have given motivation to people, etc. And then there were a lot of things happening. And then what happens? Bill Smith, he was one reliability engineer, and he studied when he was doing an operational analysis. Then he studied that there is a statistical correlation between products complexity and process capability, etc., and system failure. And he tried to correlate. They tried to learn things in a statistical way. And then he found this concept called Six Sigma. So the credit for coining the term Six Sigma actually goes to Bill Smith. Okay, Bill Smith of Motorola. And then Motorola I introduced, and then they have introduced this DPMO. Now I said that earlier people used to say in percentage, things in percentage. Like say 99%, 99.66%, etc. But Motorola came with a concept called DPMO. Now they said that in 1 million opportunity, if you have 99% accuracies, then you are going to make 10,000 defects. So Motorola said not in percentage, we want things in DPMO. Then the Six Sigma DPMO is about 3.4 DPMO. Now imagine this. So what is the accuracy you need? If you want 3.4, that means your accuracy is going to be 99.99966% accuracy. This is Six Sigma percentage accuracy. Now what was the accuracy of Dabbawalas? They were accurate, I think, 99.99998% something. So imagine the difference. They were more than Six Sigma. Almost zero error. They made only one error in 50 lakh opportunities. Now, Six Sigma is talking about 3.4 errors in 1 million opportunities, 10 lakh opportunities. So this is the paradigm, the measurement paradigm that was brought by the Motorola. So everyone then started, before that people were just talking about accuracies in percentage. They were satisfied, they were happy when they are 99%. People were operating in 97%, 95%, etc. So something achieved in 99%, then they were very happy. But Motorola realized this, even 99% is not enough. You need this much percentage, at least, to bring the competition. And you know what is the cumulative saving? Motorola got 14 billion cumulative saving. And then the Six Sigma methodology, the Motorola to win, then they won the first pioneer award called Malcolm Baldrige Award. First time. Six Sigma, Motorola won this award. Okay. Right. So this is then later what happened, the company like other company, Honeywell, GE, etc. took it to next level. Now the Six Sigma actually became famous in company because of Jack Welch. Jack Welch took this to the next level, even though it was involved in Motorola, and it was to they made it open. You know why? Because it was one of the criteria in Baldrige Award. In Baldrige Award, it was a criteria that whatever strategy you have used to achieve, are you teaching this strategy to others? Are you making this strategy open to others? So there was a criteria. Otherwise, nobody would have opened this secret. Now, because of this award criteria always say that are you trying to give this knowledge to other industries? So then the Jack Welch, then GE came to know about, and even today GE, sometimes people say he will not even keep a sweeper who is not a less than yellow belt. That's a kind of green belt and Six Sigma following Six Sigma practices in GE. Wipro is also Wipro and all this, many companies, almost all. Reliance is following. Many of my learners are there in Reliance. So that is why Six Sigma is adopted by every company nowadays. Okay, now let's understand what is Six Sigma. Now in between we have heard that I talk about 3.4 DPMO. So you heard this 3.4 DPMO. Yes, what are the other things that you have heard about Six Sigma?
Variation,
If you wanted,
accuracy.
yes, accuracy, precision, etc. Yes, what else? So what is the accuracy of Six Sigma? If you say 3.4 DPMO, then what is the accuracy level of Six Sigma?
99.9966%.
Yes. So in a way, we can also say it's 99%. And we also learned about some methodology, isn't it? Define, measure, etc. What is that methodology? Did you heard it? DMAIC? Have you heard about DMAIC? So you must have heard about this also. It is a data-driven approach. It's a DMAIC approach, like define, measure, analyze, improve, control. And it's also something which is reducing our processes, etc. Metric, methodology, measurement center, etc. So when you want to define Six Sigma, how are you going to define? So it was very difficult. So Six Sigma cannot be defined in one single word. So people started defining Six Sigma in 3 different angles. So Six Sigma, if you want to define, we can say it's a rigorous discipline, methodology, etc., etc. You can say that so many such kind of definition. But all definitions talk about 3 things. One is Six Sigma is a metric. When you say Six Sigma is a metric, that means what is the metric that we are going to achieve? It is 3.4 DPMO or 99%. So this is as a metric, Six Sigma is a 3.4 DPMO. That means in your process, you will not make error more than 3.4 defects per in a million opportunity. So Six Sigma is a strategy to achieve a metric of 3.4 DPMO. And what is other thing? Six Sigma is also a problem-solving methodology. So problem-solving methodology means it is we can say that DMIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, control. This is a methodology. Now there is another methodology called DFSS also. There are two methodologies. Now what is the difference between DFSS and DMIC? Any idea? Any idea what is the difference? What is DFSS? Anybody heard about it? DFSS. Okay, DFSS is designed for Six Sigma. If you want to design something new, any new product, new process, etc., then we are going to use the methodology DFSS. Most of the time, we are going to follow DMIC, and we are going to learn in this DMIC only. DFSS tools only, one or two tools we will discuss. Otherwise, we are going to discuss DMIC only. Because we need DMIC. DFSS is a separate course. So in the DMIC, we are going to learn, DMIC is something, a problem solving. You have a process, a system, etc., and you are facing problems in that system or process. Now you want to improve that process or system. So then DMIC step is followed. Okay, now what is defined? It's define, measure, analyze, improve, control. So when you are learning Six Sigma, it's nothing but we are learning what are these steps: define, measure, analyze, improve, control, etc. Now, Six Sigma is also a management structure. It talks about the different structure like Apex Council, Project Champion, Process Owners, etc. And it is also a concept called philosophy. It's a philosophy, etc. You can see. Okay. So these are the things. When you define Six Sigma, you can define like this. Either you say it's a metric, strategy to obtain a metric of 3.4 DPMO. Okay. Now we know that aim of Six Sigma is to achieve a metric of 3.4 DPMO or 99.9996% accuracy. Then how will you do it? How are you going to do it? You are going to use a proper management system in a company called Apex Council, etc. We have discussed that: Apex Council, Project Champion, Process Owner, Master Black Belt, Green Belt, etc. Now you have a proper management system and Black Belt, Green Belt, etc. And then you take projects. These teams select problems organization-wide and solve it, DMIC approach. This is how Six Sigma is implemented. Understood? So when you are going to an organization, what will happen? Almost all organizations have this system of continuous improvement. So when you are a Six Sigma, Green Belt or Black Belt, they will definitely select you because they know that you are already trained in that. They don't have to train you. Now straight away, if they are doing some projects, they can use you as one of the team member in that. That is why I said why people are selecting you. Two people are there, two chemical engineer, and one person is Six Sigma Black Belt and other person is just normal. So definitely your CV is going to be selected. What is the process of recruitment? HR, there are two processes called recruitment, selection and recruitment. Recruitment and selection. These are two processes of HR. Now recruitment means they will collect so many CVs in this. They will be applying, they will be giving to so many people so that so many people comes to it. Then they will select from this. But when we coming from recruitment, in the recruitment process, you will be putting CVs, certification, etc. But from the recruitment to selection process, the person who is having a black belt, definitely they will be given better preference. Why? Because they know that if you are a Six Sigma Black Belt, thus companies can utilize you in these projects. So of course you will gain experience slowly, but definitely they know that you know the concept and you are about. And if you are taking a project, if you are going for we are planning for another green and black belt combo program, certification program in a wide scale. So with the certification, proper certification, because whatever certification you are receiving now is a training completion certification. It's not a professional certification. So when you do take a certification, as well as if you are taking a project, so because in that certification you need to take a project. So take a very good project and show them that this is the project we have done. So this is how you can have your own competitive advantage. Competitive advantage is not only for companies. Competitive advantage is there for you people also. Everyone should be competitive. The world is competitive. We are competing with each other. When you are doing your completing your chemical engineering, you are competing with your peers, and then you will be going at different industries, and then you will be competing with your people there. So any person who is having a competitive advantage is going to reach to the top of any organization, whether it is government organization, whether it is a private organization, let it be any organization. So understood how Six Sigma is implemented in an organization. So another example, how good is 99% accuracy, and we say that we are 99% accurate. But see, this is very old data, some around 5-6 years data. If you are 99% accuracy, that means you are going to make around 50,000 mistakes by Dabbawalas delivering in customer tiffin. 5,000 incorrect surgical operation per week. Can you imagine? 5,000 incorrect surgical operations per week if you are operating 99%. 2 lakhs wrong drug prescription each year. Accuracy of 99% means 10,000 defects in 10 lakh opportunity, unimaginable for companies that strive for growth. For a process that operates Six Sigma, the capability is 3.4 defects in 10 lakhs. It means 99.99966% accuracy. Now let's see what is the accuracy when you are operating in. If your company is operating in 1 Sigma, that means you are accurate at 30%, and this is the defect. In 10 lakh, you are going to produce 6 lakhs defects, almost 7 lakhs defects. And if you are operating in 2 Sigma level, your accuracy is 69, so still you are going to produce 3 lakhs defects. 3 Sigma level, this is something, every industry which is not progressive or which is traditional industries used to be somewhere in this 3 Sigma. Now, when you say you are in 3 Sigma, that say that you are okay. Yes, somewhat okay. This is what people used to say traditionally. But now it has moved to 4 Sigma nowadays. Nowadays, the industries are in 4 Sigma by default because of the capability machines, etc., automatic machines, etc. Now, people, earlier it used to be 3 Sigma. Now, all industries, traditional industries are now in a 4 Sigma level. But our aim is to reach 6 Sigma level. So 4 Sigma level means you have an accuracy of 99.379. That means you are going to make 6,200 defects in a million. 3 Sigma means you are going to make 66,000 defects in a million. And then if you have 6 Sigma means you are going to make only, this is accuracy. So it's not an easy task to reach to say from 4 to 5 and 6. Even I say 4 Sigma, but traditionally now the people are between 3 Sigma and 4 Sigma. If it is a good company, then it is in 4 Sigma accurate. Otherwise, it is. So we can say traditional companies are nowadays between 3 Sigma and 4 Sigma. That means they are going to produce between 6,200 to 66,000 defects in a million opportunities. Now here in these companies, you come and then you do improvement activities, and then you will take it to the 5-6 Sigma level. This is your role. Okay. The credit for terming the name Six Sigma goes to
Bill Smith, sir.
Bill Smith.
Yes.
Option A. Bill Smith.
And who was Bob Galvin?
Bill Smith.
Who was Bob Galvin?
Motorola CEO.
CEO was the CEO of Motorola. And Joseph Duran?
American doctor.
Yeah, he was a quality guru, we say. Anybody heard Adam Smith?
Father of economy.
No, he was not father. Father of it was Taylor, Frederick Taylor. Adam Smith, I think, he was the person who brought this concept of splitting this work. Like if you have a series of process done by one particular person. So Adam Smith said that you split that work and give to different workers. So I think he was that person, splitting that work into it, breaking the operations into different process activities. I am not sure. I think so. Okay, right. Six Sigma as a management strategy. Then we learned that how as a management strategy we can use it. We should have a proper management structure. Let us understand what are these different structures, levels of Six Sigma. So these are organizing for Six Sigma. So let's understand Six Sigma organization. What are the levels? Now, at the top, a Six Sigma company, whichever is following a Six Sigma strategy, they will have an apex council. Now, you can give a different name to this apex council. You can give executive committee, whatever it is, apex council. But what does that mean? Apex council means the top people who is going to give the strategy, who is going to set the objective, etc. They are all going to, they are all the top management people. Then comes a person called project champion. The project champion is a senior person who is between the apex council and the project teams. Because every time project teams cannot be gone to apex council, etc. Apex council, top management, they are always busy with media and others. There will be meetings maybe 6 months or 1 year, then they will be coming for the awards, etc. So that is apex council. Then the project champion. Project champion is the link between there. He is also a senior manager. Then process owner. Process owner means tomorrow you are going some industry, in a chemical industry, and then you have done that. There is some certain process, tablet making process or a powder process, whatever it may be. And you have found that yield is not we can improve the yield there. We can improve a yield for 1%. 1% improving yield means it is going to save crores of rupees. So you just imagine that you can save some there, and you will find an opportunity and you propose it. Now, what will happen? You cannot implement it because that process belongs to somebody else. So you have to take and you have to tell the project champion that these people have to be, but these are the stakeholders. So you need to take care of the process owner. The process owner is somebody in charge of that particular process and who is having right to change the process specifications. So process owner is someone. And then comes the master black belt. Master black belt used to be an external person who is giving coaching, guidance, etc., statistical concept, and making initially the structure, etc. It's the role of master black belt. Then black belts, traditionally it is said that if his company is looking for a Six Sigma implementation, 5% of their employees should be black belts. So black belt is someone who is leading the project, who is identifying the opportunity, and then having a good knowledge of statistical techniques, tools. And then comes the black belt, green belt. Now, green belt is like a person who is not much about in statistical tools. He does not know much, but he is good in solving the problem, etc. with 7QC tools, etc. Then comes a team member. Now, there is no role for yellow belt actually. To be very frank, yellow belt is actually a team member role only. The major roles are green belt and black belt, but yellow belt is starting where you understand, yes, of course, what are the, what is Six Sigma, what are the concept, what are the tools, etc. are there. Okay. So the most important player in a Six Sigma organization is the black belt because they are going to be leading the project. They are the project leaders, team leader for the project. So this is the organization structure for Six Sigma. And now let's understand, okay, it's going to be almost 1.5 hours. So do you need a break, 5-minute break?
Yes, sir.
So we'll do
Yes,
one thing. How many 5 minutes break will be okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will take this concept because it is 5:18 now. Let me take 2 minutes concept and then we can have a 5 minutes break. Okay, let me complete this. So there are problem solving. So when you say the problem, see in Six Sigma we are going to solve the problems, isn't it? Thematic approach. So let us understand what is a problem. There are two kinds. Let's imagine two kinds of problem. Problem at home, studies for children going for vacation, etc. And problem at a factory, machine breakdown, etc., etc. Now here it is very easy. If you are married, no need to discuss anything. Just ask your wife and follow her. That's all. Okay, but individual, you can have your own problem solving. But this here, it is not easy, isn't it? There are structure like you have to report. There is a organization structure, etc. in here. You need to follow a proper structure. Now let us understand what is the difference between two problem solving. This is you can take with the consensus of my family, and this is not easy. It's complex. You need to have a hierarchy, etc. You cannot do it. So now let's understand normally how it is structured. Normally, if you see, if you are finding an opportunity, what you will do, you will roughly work it out in terms of money, what is the impact, etc. And you may define it properly, and then you will give to your immediate senior or next to that person. You say that there is an opportunity that we can do, we can save some 2-3 crores, etc. This you solve this problem. So all these steps are known as nothing but the define phase. So define phase is nothing but we are actually roughly working out what is the problem and the impact, etc., and then reporting to us, and then if they see, okay, the apex council feel that if it's okay, go ahead, we will give you resource, we will give you 2-3 people for your team, then you go ahead and do it. If you get a formal thing, then the define phase is over. Then you will go and find out the reasons, collect data, measure it, capability analysis, etc. All these things are called the measure phase. And after measure phase, you will find out data related to the problem, and then you know that this problem has to be solved, analyzed using different statistical tools, and this is called the analyze phase. In the analyze phase, you will find out what are the root causes. And then in the improve phase, you will make improvement, you will suggest some improvement in the improve phase. And then you will implement that. And after that, you will try to sustain that. That is called the control phase. So this is DMAIC. Okay. So when you are solving a problem in DMAIC, this is how we are going to solve a problem in DMAIC. Okay. Now this is 5:21. So let's take a break, and let's come back by 5:27. Okay. Right.
Okay, sir.
Are you back? Can we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Tell me so far, is it going well? You are getting the concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Any doubt?
Yes.
Anything you want to ask? Any discussion you have? Any points you have? I hope I am able to make it clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So can we proceed? Any doubt, please, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can proceed. So let me proceed, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, we need to learn certain balances about Six Sigma and quality. One is process. What is a process? The process is a set of interrelated activities that produces a result or an output. So we say, when you say it is a set of interrelated activity, that means we have a process here. The process is something which transforms output into input into output. So you have an input for a process. There must be an input and there must be an output. So this is a process. Output. Now this output will be an input for another process. So this process, there are certain suppliers to this input. That may be either external or internal department is supplying you this input. Now this output is going to a customer. That customer may be another process in your internal department itself. So when you say process means they are set of activities. Now we are going to learn it in length about process. Don't worry. So they are called set of activities. So we are going to take an example of a pizza making, etc., and then we are going to learn about the process in detail. So what is the definition of a process? A process is a set of interrelated activities that produces a result or an output. Now suppose we combine all these process, input, output of the process, etc., and then you have another process related, then these collection of process will become systems. So we say that activities. Now collection of activities become a process, and collection of process become a sub-process or a main process, and then collection of process is system, and collection of system is an organization. So an organization is nothing but collection of systems. So when you say systems, what are the minimum systems required? So minimum systems are like, there should be a marketing, sales and marketing system. There should be a system for production. There should be a system for finance. There should be a system for HR. So these are the minimum systems required for any organization. Now you have a lot of other systems than IT, quality, etc. All this quality may come under production. So you can have all other subsystems. But when you say a organization is nothing but collection of systems, systems are nothing but collection of processes, processes are nothing but collection of sub-processes, and sub-processes are collection of activities. So we'll learn it later. So for right now, let's understand this. How do we erase it? Discard this. Erase. Yes, okay. Okay. Okay, so process is something called a collection of means set of activities. So we will learn it in detail later in measure phase. Right now, just understand the definition of a process. Okay. Now what is next? Customer. Customer is anyone who receives a product or service or information. Okay. So who is a customer? Anyone who receives a product. Now it's not only product, a service. Service and product both are same. Sometimes it is called product is called either service or goods. So if you take service, good, product, everything is same. So, but a customer is someone who receives a product, service, or information also. Okay. Now the customers are, there are two types of customers. Now there are two types of customers called internal customers. Internal customers who is something internal in your process department, like an HR for operation. For HR, operation team is a customer. And marketing team is a customer. So a customer is not only outside customer. Customer means internal customer also, as well as internal supplier. As I said, one process output is going to another process, so it becomes internal supplier. So this is another terminology called internal and then what is next? Then we have output. Output means it can be product or service provided to the customer, could be internal or external also. Inputs, material and information needed to operate the process, and it could be supplier. Supplier like who provides input to the process, and could be internal person. So if you start with who is the first person at the top? Supplier, isn't it? Supplier is the person who is actually, because we say that an organization cannot exist without a customer, and an organization cannot take off without a supplier. Okay. So both are very, very important stakeholders. Any of the time we don't care about supplier, but it's not like that. We have to care supplier. Sometimes we call, there is a third category of customer, it's called supplier as a customer. You may call them as supplier as a customer. Okay. So supplier, it all starts with at the top we have supplier, and then we have input. The supplier gives input. And then it goes to a process. Input go to a process. And then after the process, you got output. And this output goes to the customer. So if you take all the first words of this, what does it become? Can you call it like SIPOC, isn't it? If you call from here, it becomes copies. From here, it becomes SIPOC. So SIPOC, you will learn what is SIPOC. SIPOC is nothing but who are the supplier of your process, who are they, what are the inputs, what is the process, what is the output, who are the customers. So during the define phase, we define this SIPOC. That is one way of finding out the problems, what are the scope of your product. So this same thing will come as a SIPOC also. Okay. And then quality Six Sigma, what are next? Then output requirements. Output requirement means describing how do customer want process or service. Example, by certain date, time, etc., certain price, etc. So these are called output requirements. Now this is very critical because it is a specification. This is what the specification, and based on capability, our capability of the process is calculated based on our output requirement of the customer. We will learn it in measure phase. Okay. Then input requirement. Similarly, input requirement. Now, example of a raw material, rupees 100 unit by 5 day, etc., etc. So there can be many technical specifications also. It's not only a cost specification. So input and output specification, this is also important in Six Sigma. Okay. Set of interrelated activities that produces a result or output is called
process.
Now we have design for Six Sigma. Now, as I said, we have two methodologies. We have DFSS and DMAIC. Now, DFSS, DMAIC, both the first part of DFSS is also known as DMA-DB. DMA-DB. So we have two methods. DMAIC. DMAIC, DMAIC. Another method, DMADV. It's part of DFSS. Now, define, measure, analyze is common for both. So there may be some common tools. Now, only difference is here you implement and control, here you design and verify. That's only difference. Okay, so DMAIC, so we are going to learn DMAIC, but DFSS 2 tools, we will learn 2 tools of DFSS. Only 2 tools like Cano model and QFD, because we need to understand the customer requirements. So DFSS is similar to, DFSS help us to create, designers to create processes that produce Six Sigma quality, as well as services. That means, so what happens, many of the problems that you face are because of that you are not designed a thing well. A process is not designed well. Many of the problems are because of the process design. So when if you want to design a new process, you can use DFSS methodology. So DFSS, how DFSS is benefited? Because you can completely understand the customers and stakeholder requirement. This is the first step of DFSS. You understand your customer requirement. Now what happens, a customer will always specify his requirement in a generic term. If you go to your customer and ask them the requirement, they will never tell you the specification of the thing. They will just tell, okay, it should be very efficient, it should be easy to handle. When you say easy to handle, what does it mean? It means customers are telling them lightweight. Okay, maybe the customer said less weight, etc. They will never give you specification. They will say, okay, easy to handle, less weight. Now, what does this less weight mean to technical specification? How will you convert this generic statement into a specific design statement? So there are certain tools. So we will learn that tools. That's only for DFSS. Otherwise, rest of the tools are common. So DFSS benefits organization by completely understanding customers and stakeholder requirements and launch project on time, on budget, and then achieving greater market share, etc. Also, it helps you minimize problems during project launching and capable of generating high yields, etc. So what are the tools for DFSS? The common tools are there. All these tools are same. Yeah, all these tools we will learn in our Six Sigma. Only these two for QFD we will learn now, and then at Cano model also we will learn. So this is same like a DMADB, DMAIC and DMADB is similar. So you can understand, you can read it by handbook. There's nothing in this. Okay, this is again a methodology. Six Sigma design team should follow which one of the below methodology?
DFSS.
Okay. Right. So this is for one module. Now let's take the next module. Just a minute. Okay. Now we come to the define phase. We have learned that in Six Sigma we have DMAIC approach. So learning Six Sigma is nothing but learning these steps. What are the things we will do in define phase? What are the things we will do in measure phase? What are the things we do in analyze phase, etc. Now these are certain steps for problem solving. Now we will learn what are the things in this. Also we will learn tools. We need tools. Now tools means a yellow belt will learn 7 QC tools only, but I will try to put some statistical tools for you in this, which is actually because you all are capable. Last time when I was discussing that you know many things, so I thought I will put some statistical tools also in this. But otherwise, a yellow belt will always go for a 7 QC tools only, simple tools, quality tools. And you will have learned tools and then try to use, you will know what are the tools to be used at which place, etc. So now we are in the define phase. Define phase is all about defining a problem. Now, when you say problem, this problem, sometimes we also call it as opportunity. I said, as a leader, what is your role? To identify an improvement opportunity So it can be a problem also. A problem is nothing but an opportunity for improvement. Okay, so you can have an existing problem as an opportunity or something new also for your project. So we will learn now how to implement a project, how to define a problem, and what is project, etc. Now here you will find out how identifying improvement opportunity. I said, what is improvement opportunity? Then we will select the right problem. For example, if you are going in an organization and if you are doing some Six Sigma in your team, suppose you have 5 people in your team, and you will ask the team to bring 2 ideas, 2 opportunities from your team. So how much problems you got, opportunity you got, 10 opportunity. Now you have 5 members, and one solving a problem will take at least 3 months, not less than that. So if you take 3 months, how much time it will take to solve all 10? So you cannot select all 10. You have to prioritize which one I need to take first, which improvement I need to take it as an improvement first. So you need to prioritize. So there is a project priority index. Now this is not only one way. This is one solution, but there are many other ways. Sometimes you can straightway select based on the money impact. And then you will see what are the things in a defined phase. So in a defined phase, before defining a project, you need to select a project first. That is the first thing. If you are going to implement Six Sigma in your, like in, if somebody is going to join in our this program, Green and Black Belt program, professional program, if anybody is going to join, then you need to take a project. In that case, how will you select a project? Now, you may get data, or you may be getting with some industry help, etc. for that project. So you have to select that. So selection of the project is the first thing. Then only once you select a problem as a project. Now, what is a project? That's also important. When you say project, what is a project? What is a Six Sigma project? Who can tell any idea what is a project? We call Six Sigma project, isn't it? What is actually a project? Anyone want to share? Okay, then I will tell. A project is
a temporary undertaking.
Yeah, yes, project is a temporary undertaking, no doubt. Project is something different from other. But when you say Six Sigma project, yes, you are right. Project is a temporary undertaking. Production is a continuous one. That's the difference between production and project. Now, Six Sigma project means it is a problem or an opportunity. Whenever I say problem, you can also take it as an opportunity. Okay, a problem assigned to a team, assigned to a Six Sigma team to solve or improve. So a problem is nothing but a project is nothing but a problem. So if you want to select a project, that means first you need to have project a problem or an opportunity. Then you will take it as a project. So when you take it as a project, the same problem you are putting in a charter, project charter. So we will learn everything now, how to make a project charter, etc. now. So introduction, okay, right now let's go. Identifying improvement opportunity. So Dr. Juran, in his famous book, they mentioned about 2 things: the managerial breakthrough, and he distinguished between 2 things. He said control. What is control? There are quality control team in organizations. Now their job is to only to maintain. They are going to find whether things are between these 2 specifications. Any day one specification is crossing, they will say this is crossed. That is only control job. There is no improvement. So he said control, which is absent of change. Now they are only seeing reasons. Now there is no change in this. And then breakthrough, which is a change. Now suppose, for example, an organization having a rework, a chemical engineering organization having a rework percentage of 5%. Now suppose this is 4.5 and this is 5.5. So your projection varies between 4.5% to 5.5% with the average 5%. Now the control people's job is to see whether it is going up and 5.5, then they will catch it is going up. That's all. Now what about if you want to bring this 5% into just below 1%? Then you need a breakthrough. That is called change. Now that is what Durant said. So normally company, what happens, they will be saying, okay, 5% is my average. They will keep on running in that. Nobody look at it and why can't I reduce? Now here is a challenge, leadership of the black belt. If you say it's 5%, then it should be 0 actually. Why should 5? Bring it back to 1%, less than 1%. So you make it as a challenge. That is the leadership we are talking about. You find an opportunity. Yes, there is an opportunity. 5% is accepted. No, we cannot accept it. That's the role of black belt. So this is control means absence of change, and breakthrough means which is a change. So by Six Sigma, actually we are trying to bring breakthrough in many things: culture, attitude, knowledge, result, anything, wherever. You see, by Six Sigma, we not always say, oh, this is not the culture, we should change the culture. There should be a breakthrough improvement in the culture, etc., etc. Okay. So in the trilogy, it says it's Durant's trilogy. We say that for anything you need to plan first. So this is a planning phase, and then after the planning, for example, a company is operating in a thing called 20% always. So every time, so the company has a quality control. Quality control is to find whenever it is crossing 20%. So we say it is crossed. That's all, and we will again try to bring it back to 20%. That's all. That is control. But here, the Six Sigma professional identify a problem, chronic waste here, and recommend for improvement. Now here they have recommended it. Now we have taken it as a Six Sigma project. Now then we try to reduce it and bring it with the help of a team and data analysis, etc. Now there is a new control. Okay, now this control is shifted from this to this, but this is done by the improvement team. This cannot be done by the control team. That's the difference between control and improvement. Okay. So now let's see what is problem. So problem is a visible performance deficiency. Like for example, it is 20% rejections. Now it's a visible. We need to improve it. Critical process in critical process. Now this is also important. It is critical process, not in every process. Don't look at every process. Go to critical processes only, because you will not be able to do that. You have to find out critical process, critical input, etc., critical output. Then it can be in a manufacturing or a service, etc. Now, Six Sigma projects are quality problem assigned to a specific team. I said this. What is a project? It's a quality problem or opportunity. Okay. Now, Six Sigma is project intensive. Now, companies like GE have done as many as 7,000 Six Sigma projects a year. Say this. Even a small company can do around 100 times. Now, similar to Six Sigma, there is another strategy called Quality Council. Now, I used to be judge for this Quality Council for CII, where Madi, Tata, Honda, etc. teams come here. Quality Circle team comes and we evaluate which is the best product. So I came to Mumbai also for 4 years back for this Motherson Sumi group. It's a 40,000 crore group. Now, they have done almost 2,000 projects. 2,000 projects they have done. So workers, a team, Quality Circle team. And they save almost average of 4 lakhs, suppose. On an average, 4 lakhs is they are saving. Imagine the saving they have doing. It's almost 80 crores. 80 crores saving. To get an 80 crores saving, you need to have a sales of at least 800 crores. So that is the power of these projects. Now you can imagine if such kind of a project is done by Six Sigma project, because a Six Sigma project is at least saving a 50 lakh or a 3 crores, etc. Now see this, if you are able to do such kind of a project, and company like G is doing 7,000 projects, saving this much amount. That is why they have saved around $14 billion. $14 billion, not a small thing. So even smaller companies can operate complete several projects. So Six Sigma is nothing but implementing projects. Now, what is this? What are the three things you need? Data, tools, structure. So these are the things that we are going to learn. What is the kind of data? What are the tools we can use? What is the structure, etc., that we are going to learn? Okay. And then comes the project selection. How will you select a project? As I said, that you have 5 people coming with 10 problems. How will you select? How will you select? You can, suppose you tell me, just tell me, you are in a team and you are a team leader and you have selected 10 problems. 10 problems are in front of you. Tell me, how will you select one among them? What should be the criteria? Can you just brainstorm? What must be the criteria that you have 10 problems in front of you? Which problem you will select? Yes. Please share. Share your opinions. All are there, Himanshu, or everybody gone after break? Are you able to hear me? Or I have been talking?
No, so we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, just share, think what could be the, what basis you can have. Just think what basis you can select. You can keep your own basis.
Based on a time limit, maybe?
Yes, maybe one thing, yes. Time limit, very good. It can be based on time. What else?
Based on the team.
Based on the team? Okay, based on the team. Let me tell. See, we have 10 problems already and we need to select. Yes, team. Okay, you say that somebody is capable of doing this. Okay, based on the team. That can be. Yes, what else?
Based on resources and budget.
Yes, budget can be one thing. What else?
Based on the challenge that the problem has.
Based on the?
Challenge.
Challenge, okay. We can also select based on the benefit, isn't it? Now you have 10 projects. One project is going to go save 3 crores. Another project is going to save 50 lakhs. And some projects are going to save 2 lakhs. So out of which one you should prefer first?
3 crore.
3 crores, isn't it? So you can select even this way. Okay, this is also one criteria. So this is the most important criteria. Okay, this is the benefit. How let us know. No, but what happens sometimes 3 crores benefit is there, but it's going to take more time. And we don't know whether it is going to be successful, etc. So we have one method called PPI. Now PPI is not used every time. Only when you want to select in a proper way, then you can do it. Most of the time people select based on this. Now many of the time projects are selected straight away based on the impact. And suppose if it is done in our control that people are confident, they will do straight away this. But if it's not confident, okay, then you can have a PPI also, Project Priority Index. Okay, we'll see that. Okay. So this is, we are learning how to select a project. Why? Because project is a mean to convert Six Sigma knowledge into bottom line result. What do you mean by bottom line? Bottom line result. What is this?
Ultimate result.
Pardon?
Ultimate result.
Ultimate result, okay. Who else have any idea?
Sir, standard result.
Standard result, no. If I had asked this to a BCom student, they will tell.
Net profits.
Yes.
Net profit.
Profit. Now we have a P&L statement, profit and loss. So in the profit and loss, at the top line, top of the profit and loss line is, we call it top line. This is sales. And then we have so many lines like raw material cost, etc., other overheads and all, tax, etc. Last line is net profit. So every time, whenever you see, if you are going afterwards, if you are going to do an management MBA, etc., you will hear this bottom line result, bottom line. So, improving my bottom line, it means it is nothing but improving my profit. Okay, so net profit is written at the last line of the P&L. So today I have 320 crores of profit this year. I will try to improve in my next year to around 400 crores. So we say my bottom line, I am improving my bottom line. So all the CEOs, top managers, result is based on this, how you are going to improve the bottom line. This is how it is done. So the Six Sigma is one way of improving the bottom line result. And then it is critical, challenging, as well as mishandled activity. So now if you are not selected the right project, so project selection is why very, very important. So what is the project that you are going to select? Because if you are going to take so many projects and this project is going to consume around 3-4 months of your time, so you should take the right project. So project selection, so we can look at many ways, like what is a customer complaint. Take a priority as customer complaint can be a priority, non-production cycle, low productivity, high operating cost, high cost, etc. So many things can be taken as a project when you are looking for a project. So selecting the right project. Now, what is the first step? As I said, that you have brainstormed with your team, and here you got 10 problems. Brainstorming the problems. Then each problem you will convert into monetary terms. What is the impact? So you calculate the impact. So here also you will have 10 problems. Now, based on this money impact, what you can prioritize. Suppose you have 3 problems. You selected 3 here. Now, again, if you want to sometimes, most of the times, I prefer him from here itself, money terms, and do it. But what happens in an organization, big organization, it cannot work like that, because a lot of people are there. We are answerable for top management to tell why we have selected. There should be some criteria, rationale for selection. So if you want to do that, there is another method called the Project Priority Index, PPI. So then go to select and then select one problem based on the PPI. Now, when you say PPI, how a PPI is calculated? So PPI is calculated based on the same thing, what we have discussed. Estimated saving, estimated cost and time, and then we will calculate the probability of success. Now, you will be having confusion, where do you calculate this time and probability? Now, this is purely your experience and past history. Experience. You have been working in this process for almost 10 years. Now, you know what is the time that I am going to take if I am spending 2 hours per day for this project. Based on my 10 years experience, I know that I am going to complete this in 3 months. And based on your process experience and the past experience, you know that sometimes there is chance of 80% success. Sometimes you may say, I think it's only 60% success. So this is based on your experience, past data, etc. Most of the time people ask me, where do you get this? How to calculate? There is no standard way. Yes.
If it is possible, can you move over to the last slide? 1 second.
Yes. You're going to get this slides handbook. Is it okay?
Yes,
Any doubt you want to ask? Right.
No, sir. No.
Okay. Now this is, so based on this, we will select, okay, what is that time, etc., and all solving the problem successfully, etc. Okay. Now, this way we can say what is going to be the saving and what is the cost, etc. Now, for example, let's have this. We have selected after brainstorming based on the money impact, we have selected these three. Now, out of these three, if I want to select, so this is the potential saving for this one. Now I can straightway select from this also, 60 lakhs. But suppose even if it is 60 lakhs, but I want to know what is the success, probability success, etc. So I say my team said that 60% chances are there that we'll be successful. And we need to put around 5 lakhs for this. And we are going to cover it in almost 6 months. We will be able to do this in 6 months. So based on the PPI, we get this 15 points. So it is higher the PPI, you'll select the project based on the higher PPI. Okay. So here we know this PPI is higher for this. If you want to select first, this is one we are going to select. Then we may select this. Okay, but this is one we ask for the PPI. Now we have a rationale why I have selected. If the Apex Council asks, your project champion asks, what is the rationale that you have selected this project? Then we can say this is why I have selected it. Okay, this is how it is done. And then based on PPI, we select the best one. Okay, that's so same thing. Six Sigma project is selected on the basis of higher PPI.
Higher of PPI.
Okay. Okay, now comes the define phase of DMAIC. Now we have selected one, isn't it? One problem we have selected for improvement. Now, what is next? There should be a proper documentation, isn't it? It's not like that you are solving a problem in your home. You are responsible. You are responsible to show the management what are the things, and the management also want to have a control. Management want to know, okay, when are you going to which phase? There should be a planning and a schedule, etc. There is a proper control over things. So we have to make, then now we are going to make a project charter. So before project charter, we define that what is the problem that we are going to select, and then we are going to define it more in a very structured way. Now, what are the things in a defined phase? Most of the time, we fail. The project Six Sigma activities are failed because of these reasons. Improper definition of projects, unmanageable scope, incorrect team selection, improper goal selection, etc. So, the properly defining the project is the first step of a successful Six Sigma project. Now, what are the activities done during the project defined phase? The activities that we do in the defined phase are project charter first. We do the project charter, and then in the project charter, what are the things we have? Business case, problem statement, mission statement, product CTQ, etc. And then we have CTQs. Now, even this CTQ also are there in the project charter only. Okay, then we have SIPOC. So the project charter will have this all these things together. It's not a separate document. But in the defined phase, we do a project charter first, and then in the project charter we also do write that the CTQs and the SIPOC. SIPOC we have said. I said what is SIPOC. Okay. Now in the project charter, what are the things we have? We should have business case, then problem statement, mission statement, project scope, team selection, project schedule. So a document, project charter is a document, a one-page document. I'll show an example. In that document, we'll have all these things, SIPOC, the CTQ, etc. and business case, etc. So we will discuss the business case later, but we'll discuss the problem statement first, because from the problem statement, you can have the business case. If you have something extra, put some extra things in the problem statement, it becomes a business case. So we are going to learn project charter, then business case, problem statement, etc. Now, preparing a project charter, what is a project charter? The project charter is an important thing to get the team footing in a Six Sigma project. It is a written document that defines project purpose and its deliverable. Okay, and it keep the team focused, aligned with organizational priorities. So when you do the project charter, we are keeping the priorities of the okay, and then aligned with organizational priorities, and it is also a tools, and it's a document which transfers project from the champion to the improvement team. So you make a project charter and submit to project champion, and project champion will say, okay, go ahead, and it will come back the approval. So it's a way of giving an approval. And it's also a tool used by Apex Council to review project process, because Apex Council will get the project charter. They will say, okay, what is the defined phase, whether you have done it on time, etc. So these are the things used in there. Then sample project charter, okay, we'll send you that project charter sample. Then major components of project charter are business case, problem statement, etc. And I said business case we will discuss later. So we'll do that now, problem statement and mission statement. Now this is very, very important. Very, very important. Please give good focus on this, because this will help you how you are communicating with your top management and lower level management. Okay, so please focus on this. So business case we will take it later. I said business case is nothing but put some extra thing. What is your business goals? What is the impact on customer? Why do we need to import the project charter? So you have a problem statement, and then in that problem statement you put what are the business goals, who are the customers, why we need to do this project, etc. Put in apart from this project charter, then you will become it will become the business case. Now, so let us understand what is problem statement first. It's a written document which defines the project purpose and its deliverable.
Project charter.
Project charter.
Right. Now we are coming to the problem statement. Now this is the major problem with everyone. When you go to an industry, so you are in a meeting, when somebody asks to put the views, you may keep on telling, but nobody is listening to you. It happens. Especially there is a top leadership there. Now, how will you attract them? This is very, very important for your career success. Anybody can get a job, but it's not only getting a job, keep on competing with your peers and moving to the top of the promotion and moving to the top of the company. That is most important. So the problem statement will teach you how to attract, how to tell a problem and an opportunity within 3 lines. So let's take that a problem. What is a problem? Problem is a repeated and visible performance. Now we can say problem as an opportunity also. It can be manufacturing, service, or a product, and then it is referred as a pain area and should be considered as an improvement. But most of the time, people express the pain. A pain is to be converted into a problem statement. Now, how? It is converted into a problem statement when you describe a pain into 3 things. When has it occurred? For example, during the last production data. Okay, during last 6 months, past 2 years, etc. What is the problem in numerical term? For example, 20% rework, 40% rework, 40% excess inventory, etc. What is the impact of problem in money terms? 9 lakhs annual loss to company, etc. Now, this impact, I always suggest to put it in money terms, but many of the times, many organizations do not encourage it. They say impact, put it in some other impact. Business loss, this much percentage of business loss, this much percentage of customer loss, etc. But if you can make it in money term, it is well and good. And if you are able to convert everything into a money term, very easily people can understand it. During the meeting, you say, sir, we are going to lose, we are going to gain at least 2 crores of rupees with this. All of a sudden, he will stop and listen to you. This is very, very important. You should know how to talk. Talk on KPIs, talk on money terms, etc. When you speak to your top management, when you speak to your bottom managers, bottom level people, speak their benefits. So when you're speaking to your top management, be very specific. Very specific. In short period, you tell what is attractive. Money is the most attractive thing for any product. And no blame should not be there. There should not be blame. There should not be solution. So 2 things should not be there. And these 3 things should be there in a problem statement. Now suppose somebody when we sit for a meeting and ask somebody or tell me your problem, so one person said like this: payment from our customers are always late because they are dissatisfied with our delivery date due to the production delay, etc. Many of the time when you are sitting in a meeting and somebody is asking you, this is how you are going to answer. Even you are also going to answer like this. And this is with the 99% of the people. And what makes you different now? Tell me now, is this a good problem statement or a bad problem statement?
Bad problem statement.
Bad. Why is it bad?
So we are providing blamings and solution both.
Yes, blame and solution is there. You know, blame is there, solution is there, etc. That is one thing. Then what else?
Not mentioning specifications.
Yes, no specific quantification of problem, isn't it? So what are the issues with this? Like there is no quantitative term of the problem, impact of the problem in money terms, as well as blame and solution also there in the problem statement. Hence, this is not a good problem statement. Now, can you rewrite this? Who can just try to rewrite this? Yes, hypothetically. Using that three things and removing that two unwanted things. Anybody can tell me? Yeah. Okay, then I'll tell this. Okay. So let's rewrite. For the last 10 months. So one thing is clear, when was this happening? This is calculated based on the 10 months data. I have got 10 months data, 10 months history. And what I have seen is 70% of our customers are paying bills late by 35 days. So what is my problem? Late bill, isn't it? Late payment. Late payment by customers. Now, what is this late payment? How much? 70% of my customers are paying late. How many days late? 35 days late. Now, where do I get this? I got this from the last 10 months data. Last 10 months data analyzed, and I got this that 70% of our customers are paying the bill late, and that is late at least 35 days. And because of this, we are losing around 57 lakhs annually. This is our loss. Now see this. Now tell me, what is the difference between this and this? If you are telling this, and if you are telling this way, who is going to listen? Who is to be listened first? This person or this person?
Second one.
Isn't it? So please learn to do like that. Whenever you are going to a meeting, whenever you are answering, even in your exams also, write in bullets. People say it, isn't it? Bullets and points. When you say points, what is that points? Always tell the quantification. If you are giving an history exam, what is the history exam asking for? When was Taj Mahal built, or when was India was attacked, etc. The year, specified year, and time period. When he was born, and what is the likewise? These are the things you are required to answer. Even in an exam, you be specific rather than writing so many things. Just write the main point and in a bullet. This person is going to get more marks, isn't it? There are certain techniques in exam, like quoting, like especially when you are writing some essays and all our history, as we can say, we can quote someone according to this person, according to this balance, as written in this book. Even when not only when you are writing exam. Tomorrow, if you are going to give a speech, try to put numbers in your speech. This is like we say, okay, India is aiming for 5 trillion economy by the year of 2024. So when you read newspaper, when you read Economic Times, when you are giving an interview, try to maintain this. When you are giving an interview and you have done a project, you can say that I have done a project which saved around 5 crores to a company. I have proposed a project which can have a saving of 5 crores to company. And or I have a project for this company that we can have market share increased by 10%. I have a new product which can bring you another 2 crores of customers. Likewise, always try to put numbers. Try to put numbers when you speak. Make it more authenticative, but don't just put the numbers, okay? You should be authenticative. And when you speak, when you are giving a speech and we are quoting someone, quote someone and put numbers, data, etc. And so it makes a speech very interesting. Quote, speech, data, all these things. So should do some homework. So before going to a top management, do some more. Before going for a meeting, do some more. You can practice it even now. And this is, please consider this. And this should be going into your blood now. And this is one of the things that decides your success. How well you are being listened. How well you are going to be communicating to people. So these are the things top management always wanted. Can you imagine telling the numbers or new strategies, something very attractive? Try to learn what is attractive to your top management. What is that is in interest of. Try to catch the words what he is using. And pick that words and tell those words related to that words. He will understand fast. So it's not only just a project, it's going to help you in your complete life. Every life. You are just starting your career. Please note these things. You know, how to write a problem, good opportunity statement, good statement that which can attract. Okay. So if you are not able to make the financial statement, go for a other impact, market share, customer satisfaction, and make that impact which is actually interest of top management. Always, every time, company will have some strategy. So align that with that strategy. Six Sigma project should be aligned with that. And if you are putting the problem statement and business case according to the strategy of the company, that will be selected first. Understood? So this is how a problem statement is made. Now all three things are there and there is no blame also. Okay, there is another example. Customer complaints are at increase due to quality department. It causes higher R&D cost. Now who can rewrite this based on our previous? Now you know how to rewrite. Suppose such kind of a project problem came to you and your people below you have given like this. Now you want to project it to the top. How will you rewrite it? Yes, somebody can explain. Yes. You have seen the previous slide.
Customer complaints are at like 70% increase due to the quality department, which causes like 50% higher warranty costs.
Very good. But only thing you should not, due to quality department, should be avoided. Okay. First all is correct. Okay. So 70% increase, and it is warranty cost is also increased 30%. So both way you have quantified it. Okay. You have quantified the impact. What is the impact? Warranty cost. Warranty cost has increased 70%, and complaints also, 30% warranty cost increase and 70% customer complaints. Good. So that was a good attempt. Okay. And you can also say based on last quarter data, based on our 6 months, or based on last production year, whatever it may be, last financial year, whatever it may be. So like this is, we are trying to rewrite during last 2 years, on an average, 10% of product manufacturer are rework. And rework is again customer complaint related to rework, and that puts a burden of 10 lakhs per year to organization. So anyway, you can write. Okay. So that's how it is done. Then comes the mission and goal statement. Now, suppose you have selected a project, your problem statement is clear. Now, what is that? You need to give a mission, a mission to, a target to be given to the problem. So, in the project charter, you are going to write business case. Now, once your problem statement is made, then you can add some more things in the business case and put it as a business case. So, business case, problem statement is done. Now comes the mission statement. Now, mission is very, very important. So, what is it? The mission means a target. What is that? A target that you are going to give to the people or your company. So, this is derived from the problem statement itself. Now, how will you make this mission statement? So, mission statement, when you make a problem statement, from that you can make your mission statement. So, you need to write what is the target that you are going to achieve and approximate benefit achieving the project and time to complete. If you have 3 things, then your mission statement is done. Now let's see, make a problem statement here. Now see this. But one thing you have to take very important, like problem statement is last 10 months, 70% of our customers are paying late bills by 35 days. This impacts our organization with loss of approximately 57 lakhs annually. Now, when you make a mission statement for this, you should be very clear. It's not like today I am 35 days. Okay, so let's reduce it to 30 days. Now, this is not the breakthrough improvement. This is not what a black belt should tell. A black belt means, or a Six Sigma professional means challenging. You should keep challenging goals. There was a person called Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi is a Japanese engineer, and he was famous person who brought the concept of TPM, total productive maintenance. Now, this is a very another strategy like in companies, TPM. So, he used to say that what is management? Management means today you have a problem and tomorrow you remove your problem. This is the role of the managers and the leaders. Not that today you have, then you come reduce. No, not like this. You have a problem and you remove it. Then you're a successful manager. So how will you remove? You have to keep a challenging goal. Now here the goal is 35 is our current state. Now from 35, I'm going to take a challenge of nil. It's not an easy thing. I may fail, but still I will keep the challenging goal. So this is important for you. Keep the goal very challenging. You know that this is, for example, you are here and you can reach your hand here. This is your hand. You can touch. This is the ceiling, and you can touch here. Now, when you want to keep a goal, keep goal somewhere here, because you will stretch. You will strive to reach. Reaching the goal is not important. Striving to reach the goal is more important. Even in your personal career, personal things, always don't keep a small challenge. Keep big challenges. Even if you know that is not achievable. You know that I am not achievable. Yes, I am doing this chemical engineering. Tomorrow I want to be a scientist in DRDO, and I need to achieve. I'll be retiring as a, for example, the director of the DRDO or chief scientist, like that, something like that, very high. And if you are if you are starting an entrepreneur, if you are starting a chemical engineer, then your goal should be that in another 10 years or 15 years, My company is a 1,000 crore company. Keep challenge like that. Reaching the goal is not the goal. Striving to reach the goal is the goal. Keep like that. Not small. Challenge. If you are joining any very famous company, you should be thinking that I am going to retire as a CEO of that company. Keep big thinking. You might have heard about big thinking, that book called Big Thinking. Big thinking is not that I am going to get a job. No. Big thinking is something that I am not going to. If you are going to join Google, your big thinking is that I am going to replace Sundar Pichai. That should be the goal. That should be the kind of goal you are keeping now. So it's good for you to keep such goals because you have enough time. It's not going to achieve in 1 year, 2 years. It's going to achieve in maybe 10 years or 20 years, maybe 25 years, 30 years. But keep striving for that goal. So this I have discussed for your personal. But when you come to this Six Sigma, again, you should keep always challenging goals. Okay. Right. Then problem and mission statement. What are problem and mission statement? Why defining problem and mission statement is important? Because it gives a team the clear idea of what is the problem to be solved, what is the target to be achieved. And unless you are not understanding these two, your team, it will be, there is no improvement, there is no problem solving, there is only confusion. So pitfalls you have to avoid it. Don't give you what is wrong at initial stage itself. This is very, very important. I'll give you an example. In my case itself, say we have a team who will start advertising in the Facebook and generating the leads. We need leads, people. This is how every company do. They have to generate leads. And then leads are disconverted. Now, during the lead, we have kept that, okay, you have to pay a small amount as a registration fee because we don't know who is serious, who is not serious. Most of the time, what happens is Razorpay is our payment gateway. Now, most of the time, payment fails. We got a lot of payment failures. Now, initially, we will all think that it may be because of the gateway. Even we also thought it was a great gateway's problem. So this is like what you say, provide solution, explain the reason, the problem without being analyzed. Explain reason of problem without being analyzed. This is the example. Now, what happens? Luckily, I have one student who was doing Six Sigma. He was from Razorpay himself, Mr. Praveen. So when he was asking me about Six Sigma, and also I said, they said this is from Razorpay. I said, oh, Praveen, I am facing this problem. See, one other thing. Now, this, even though it's not his department, he has escalated my problem to the department, and within 2 hours, I got a mail from them. So these are all, see, that's why you should know how a company is operating, what are the systems. Within 2 hours, even though I am not formally raised a problem, but someone in the employee that person is responsible, then he escalated and to customer complaint, and then they gave me a data. Now I will try to use this data, give you that data for the Pareto analysis. When I analyzed this data, I found that what I thought first initially because of the gateway, payment gateway issue, but later it was totally opposite. It was not at all their fault. They were doing system perfect. It was some other fault, like delay in OTP, connectivity issue, then less balance, etc. Lot of other things. So this is one thing we always make mistake during the problem solving, that don't come to the reason without being analyzed. You have to analyze the reason. Be very clear what is the reason. Combine several problems into one problem. This is also not correct. Don't yesterday when we were making this problem statement practice with one of the teams yesterday. So there were one team, he was combining 2 problems into one. So that is not the right way. Don't combine 2, 3 problems into one problem statement. Be very clear what is you are talking about. Assign blame or responsibility of the problem. This is not also should be avoided. You should not blame, assignment, or give solution, etc. of the problem. Reproduce below a problem statement. On an average, 10% of our products are getting failed at the final stage of testing, which impact highly to our company. Identify the missing part as per the good problem statement criteria.
Impact of problem in money term not in.
Yes, so this is the correct one. Impact of money term in the problem indicated. Okay. Now comes the project scope and constraints. So when you are doing a project, it's not easy that you are going to do a project, how you will going to do a project, and what are the constraints, what are the scope. So you should be mentioning this in the problem project charter. If any constraint, any scope, etc. is there, please mention in the project charter. So project scope and the constraints are part of the project charter. Project scope spells out boundaries of the project, etc., etc. Now, one way of defining the project boundary is SIPOC. This is why I said SIPOC. So if you do a SIPOC, then you will find that who are the suppliers who are going to involve in this system, who are the customers. So SIPOC will tell you the boundary, whether it is supplier, internal supplier, or external supplier. So the project scope and boundary, one way of doing it is by identifying the SIPOC. That's why we said that SIPOC is important in a project charter. And constraints means limits placed on resources to be developed on the project, etc. These are the constraints. And then selecting the project team. So you should select the best team that, okay, these are the teams that we are going to involve, and or you can propose, okay, I want these teams. So normally a Six Sigma project will have 5-6 people in a team. A good project team is important. Team details, leaders, etc. should be mentioned in the project charter. So it depends upon scope and nature of the project, skill and technology required, etc. Based on this, we are going to select the team. And then project plan. Project plan is nothing but when are you going to finish our define phase, when are you going to finish our measure phase, etc. So it is a simple Gantt chart. We all know about Gantt chart. What is that? Simple a bar graph of time and all. Okay, define phase, I am going to finish from June to July, August, July first week to August first week. So this is my schedule and this is my actual. So I have done schedule like this and I have achieved it. Now measure phase I have taken from July first week to September second week, but actually I have extended 1 week. So the project Gantt chart will tell you what is your scheduled and what is your actual. So before project we will make the scheduled one. So this will be done after the completion of the project. So when you are starting the project, you will have only this much. Okay, this part. So you will plan, okay, I will make my project is define phase, I will plan from July first week to August, and measure phase, August first week to September second week, I will go for the measure phase. And the analyze phase, I will start from September second week to October, complete October. And from October, I will start the improve phase. And then after, my control phase will start after third week of November to last week of third week of December. This way, we can make a Gantt chart project plan. So project plan is nothing but the project schedule. That's all. It's very simple. It's not like a big project. It is simple thing that you can do. Okay. Now we will go to the understanding of customer requirement. Now we have another. It's almost 18:35. So we'll discuss for another 10 minutes and then we can go for a 15 minutes doubt clearance. Then we can stop. Okay. We can continue with the next session. So understanding customer requirement. Now this part I will explain more in define phase also, measure phase also. But during the DMAC, this is not much important. This is more important of a DFSS project. Understanding customer requirement. Of course, it is important in DMAC also, but not that much. So what are the things, how will you understand the customer requirement? Now, what are the things called critical to quality, identifying the customer and the requirement, capturing voice of customer, etc. So let's understand what is CTQ. Now, CTQ stands for critical to quality. Now, this is again some terminology that you should understand. Critical to quality. And then it is a concept focusing on improvement of quality from customer perspective. So now, please don't, see, you may not understand it now, but in the next phases, you will understand it very well, because I am going to take it in a very good example of a pizza making, and then in the measure phase, I'll be explaining you everything. Then it helps to translate voice of customer into measurable customer requirements. VOC can be translated into customer requirements. This is also how CTQ concept will help you that. Now, what is VOC? I said that it's voice of customer, and voice of customer generally express it in generic words. Simple generic. If you want to make design something, for example, a vacuum cleaner, and if you go to customer survey, make a survey, then customer may tell you, okay, I want that it should clean. When I am using it should clean my room. Then lightweight. Then they will say, okay, low cost and low operating cost, etc. Etc. They will tell. They will never tell, okay, I need this width handle like this, the specification of diameter of handle, shape of the handle. They will never tell. They will say ease of use, ease of carrying, etc. They will never tell you design specification. Now these design specific, these requirements, you are converting into a measurable customer requirements. So there are two things. CTQ tree, we'll learn at measure phase, and then we'll learn QFD. So QFD also just to learning purpose we'll learn it. Okay. So these are the things which will use this as a tool to convert this generic thing into specific design parameters. Okay, we'll learn it later. So this is concept of CTQ, and then CTQs are different kinds of CTQ. Something we call CTQ as critical to quality, but there are other things. It's commonly denoted as CTX. Now CTX means critical to various requirements. Okay, critical to various requirements. Now CTQs, what are those? It can be critical to quality. That means quality specification. For example, a mobile camera, a mobile phone. One CTQ can be your camera specification. Megapixel, 25 MP of your camera. Then another CTQ is your screen size. Is it 10 inch, 7 inch, etc. All these things can be your specification, CTQ. Now there can be critical to cost also, critical to delivery also, critical to safety also, many things, many parameters. Okay, when you are using a pressure cooker, then what is the critical to safety? That pressure cooker should not be this much pressure specification. It should not. It should be, there should be a safety valve. If pressure is crossing above this safety valve should open, so that there is also these specification will become part of critical to safety. So when you design some project and you define some product, now you should understand, because suppose you want to improve this. So what is that you are focusing in your project? CTS, critical to safety. Now suppose if you are taking a project here, now instead of CTQ, you are going to focus on CTQ, isn't it? Now there is another project that, for example, Amazon. Now Amazon fulfills the delivery before that scheduled time. Suppose any other courier company, they want to improve they are having delay, always delay. They promise in one day, then they are able to deliver 1 or 2 days extra than their promised day. Now this is a delay. Now it can be critical to delivery. Understood? So what product you are selecting, what project you are selecting, it depends upon that particular thing. So it can be CTQ, CTS, whatever it could be. So we are going to define this. I learned it very well in the measure phase. So these are things, how to use external customers, etc. Identifying the customer is the first thing. So we will learn it in measure phase, this part. And how you will get the customer requirement? Most important customer requirements are like quality is important, cost is an important, delivery is an important, service is also important, supplier responsibility, safety, everything is important for customer. And challenge is to identify the customer priorities and then which one is to prioritize. This is a challenge for us. Then comes the VOC. What is VOC? Voice of customer. How customer? What is that? The way customer raise dissatisfaction, suggestion, etc. is termed as VOC. So what are the different kinds of voice of customer? Customer can express their views through compliments. When they give feedback, like when I complete the program, I ask a feedback from the people. So the feedback that I am getting from the people is nothing but a voice of their customer. Then complaints, then product returns, customer referrals, everything can be a part of. Then feedback, surveys, etc. can be your different way of collecting the voice of customer. So detailed customer requirement study may not require in every project. That's why I said in DPMO, we are not going to do a detailed customer study. But DFSS, of course, you have to study a lot for. In DFSS, we need to study all these things. But in DPMO, we may not be requiring a detailed customer study. We straightway know that we have a problem in the camera, mobile of the camera specification of the mobile. So we can think about improving that. Now, capturing VOC, there are two ways, reactive and proactive. Reactive company means like they get after the fact, like they get complaints, warranty claims, etc. Then they will find out that. But proactive customer is something they ask before interviews, focus group, etc. For example, if you are servicing in a Toyota servicing center, you service it, next day people. Just a minute, let me change the microphone. Okay. It can be like if you are servicing your vehicle and from Toyota servicing center, the next day they will call you. They will ask you, how was the service satisfied, etc. So it's called proactive approach. So good companies to always use proactive approach of voice of customer, capturing voice of customer. Okay. Now, this is enough for today. Otherwise, it will be too much. Now we'll discuss about next and rest of the concept in next session. Yes, we can. You can have any doubts, anything you want to ask, any discussion, etc. We can discuss. Sorry.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Sir, this is Nikhil. I just want to make an announcement that after the session, please don't leave immediately. I have some important announcements for the students.
Okay.
Don't sign out yet.
So, Nikhil, we can have 10 minutes. Any doubts?
Yeah, you can have all the time you want. But
otherwise,
after that, I have.
If they don't have any doubts, then you can proceed. But please ask anybody having any doubt or any discussion they want to have. Please.
Yes, if anybody has any doubt or any more clarification is required, you can ask right away. You can unmute yourself and ask.
I hope the initial concept, first basic concept is clear to you with this. Was it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
just
sir.
give some feedback.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A little confusing, sir.
Okay, what is confusing? Please ask. Where do you have confusion?
I didn't get the whole idea of Six Sigma, sir. Like I can understand a specific topic, sir, but
you will not get the whole idea because today is the first day, isn't it? Now we have another. So now what we have today, I try to explain you what is Six Sigma. When somebody asks what is Six Sigma, you should be able to tell what is Six Sigma. You can be able to tell in three ways, either in metric, like okay, Six Sigma is a concept to achieve that critical process, achieve an accuracy of 99.9966%. Then you can talk it in this way that it is a problem-solving methodology. Okay. So Six Sigma is a strategy. And Six Sigma is a strategy followed by many companies as a competitive advantage. Now, today I try to, as a Six Sigma professional, what is that you need to learn is how to solve a problem. This is what you are going to learn, how to solve a problem. To solve a problem, you need to identify a problem first. Then you have a team, you should have a team, etc. Okay. So today we have learned about the define phase. That's all. Now we are going to learn measure phase. Then we will take some small example of project, etc. I will show you a project, sample project. Then it will be clear. Okay. So I hope today the basic concept of what is Six Sigma definition and what is define phase, etc. That part you got. Or if you want to ask any specific thing, please tell me.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this is the theoretical knowledge. Actually, can you give any practical example of this, all that you have taught?
See, you need to learn the theoretical part first. Then only we can go to the practical part. So in the define phase, what is happening? You are just asking define a project, starting a project. Now during the next phase, I will show you the measure phase, and I will also show you a project which is actually done. Okay, then you will understand. Now then we are going to take, and moreover, in the yellow belt, we are actually having the basic tools, but still I will try to take more projects, more related things. You are going to learn Minitab now. Minitab also I am covering few things in Minitab. Okay, so then you will understand. But I cannot straight away jump into practical without giving you a concept of theory, isn't it? First you not learn, isn't it? Some concept you have to understand. Because when I talk about CTQ, like when in the project I am going to show you CTQ. So when I show you CTQ, you should know what is CTQ. Okay, so this theoretical concept is must, and that is true with any theory, any learning. You need to initially start with a theory, then we'll go to the practical, isn't it?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how we can use the Six Sigma concept in blogging?
Blogging?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's do a small exercise. Now, what do you mean by blogging? What is a problem? See, I said Six Sigma is nothing but a problem solving tool. Okay.
Yes.
Now, in the problem solving, you are going to select a problem, isn't it? Now, I have given two examples of a problem. Now, let's take your problem. Now, tell me, what is the problem that you are explaining? See, because Six Sigma is nothing but a problem solving or identifying an opportunity. Tell me, what is that opportunity that you are finding or solving a problem in which blogging? What is that you want to solve?
Maybe of more my blog is get famous or more readers or traffic get come in my blog.
So, have you attended the complete training today? Have you attended the training? Have you attended the training since beginning today?
Yes.
So we have been talking about what? We have been talking about solving a problem, isn't it?
Yes.
Suppose I say that you are a blogger, okay?
Okay.
And you say that this is what I said. The problem statement I said when you are explaining something, try to explain me in the numerical form. You just talked me about only blogging, isn't it? Now, what should I understand in the blogging? Come to a specific thing. Whenever you are talking, come to a specific thing. Now, suppose I am adding you some point. You are a blogger, and you have a target that you want to read this blogging should be read. Maybe first time you may keep some 10,000 people reading my blog. Ultimate aim is you are a million. Your ultimate, if you are a YouTuber, your million, you will aim for a 1 million view, isn't it?
Yes.
YouTube is if you see this as M, before that it will show you K. So you will be looking at when it will be M. Okay, suppose you are doing this a blogging and you want to see that at least 10,000 people should read that. And in the next level, you might have kept a thing of 1 lakh. Suppose you have kept this and you are not able to achieve this. Then I can tell you, okay, now there are ways like you will find out reasons. Then after the reasons, you will do the data analysis, etc. Okay.
Okay.
So this way you come down to problem, define the problem first. What is a problem? So all our today's lecture is all about defining the problem. So now you will get the handbook. So go through the problem defining phase. So and next time when you tell the problem, properly define the problem. What is the problem? So now this can be like this. Now I have a target of meeting, my blog reaching to 1 lakh people. But I have achieved only 80%. For example, I have achieved only 30%. I have achieved only 30% of the problem. This way I have impacted this like this. You need to come out with a problem. Then I will tell you what is next.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, as you mentioned, Six Sigma is mostly used in Industry 3.0. Now, at present situation, we are mostly used data science for these kind of problem solving techniques. How this Six Sigma is more benefitable than the data science?
See, let me tell you. Okay, data. See, there are many. That you get the data now. Data speed is increased. Data accuracy increased. But even after data, you may use software, maybe some automated software collecting this data and giving you the analysis. But how will you interpret? Data analysis is nothing but earlier days, think about some 30, 40 years back, the statisticians, all the PhD people used to calculate this right in paper. Now everything can be done in one click. Even big data can be analyzed. But now the role is how to interpret, which tool to use, which kind of data. If your Y is a categorical data and X is a continuous data, you will learn it. Data analysis, type of data in measure phase. If Y is categorical, X is continuous, then which tool to be used, which data analysis tool to be used? Maybe binary logistic regression. So binary logistic regression can be done in Minitab in one click, put both the data in one click. But how will you interpret the result? So you have to learn it. Now, interpretation, even in data science, who is going to interpret? You are going to interpret. Your interpretation and then predicting what is the result and what is that you need to implement. What are the action to be taken? So interpretation is with you only. You have to interpret now. So even if it is migrating from industry 3 to industry 4, finally interpretation is with the human being only.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, are we going to learn lean procedures as well in this course?
Yeah, we'll be covering a little bit of lean.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes. What else? Any more question?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is first day. Okay.